Thank you, Dr. Ha. Now we will hear from one of our Davison graduates, Abdul Muntakim. He was a 4.0 recipient every year from 3rd grade to 8th grade. Muntakim is currently in Wayne State University's medical program. Let's give him a round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. It is an honor to be here today. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share my reflections and experiences as I wander these halls like many of you. My parents took a bet on Detroit and moved here when we were little to provide a better opportunity for their children. Initially, we were supposed to enroll at a local school, where Dr. Hawk brought us here to Davison due to the variety of opportunities and also the community leadership for students from our community. So when we first started at Davison, as mentioned, there was no bus service, and many of our parents had to pay for ride-sharing services. Fortunately, the community leadership always understood the needs of the students and addressed it. At that time, the first bus service was provided for us. At that time, seven of us, cousins and siblings from the same household, had to pay for ride-sharing services. And Dr. Hawk communicated to Principal Ms. Holland about the need for a ride. And they allocated the first minibus, a 10-seater, for us to come to school back in 2011. In 2012, additional bus routes and stops were added, and by 2013, bus service was provided for the entire community of this neighborhood that you all see today. Similarly, halal lunch, Paris spaces, the academic games mentioned, the media competitions held here, and so much more has been built under this community leadership for students in our community. And years ago, when we first started, Davison was just an elementary school. It became middle school upon community demand. I had the opportunity, as mentioned, to start in 3rd grade here and finish all the way up to 8th grade. Alhamdulillah, like many students here, I was fortunate enough to participate in the 4.0 program yearly. And I say all this to highlight that this leadership, this Bangladeshi leadership, invested in so many students like us. So to the students, I want to say strive for better, not for yourself, but for your parents, for your teachers, and for your community. That is investing so much in you to be able to pursue higher education. So may Allah accept the efforts of the community leadership that has enabled the success of so many students, and may Allah enable the students to pursue career paths that ultimately serve the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Muntakim. Now we have another student graduate, Mahfuzul Haq, who was also a 4.0 recipient during his time at Davison. Mahfuz is a 4th-year medical student at Michigan State University. Let's welcome him on the stage.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good afternoon. It's an honor and a privilege to come back to Davison to be invited back by the Bangladeshi American Parents Community Association to this 4.0 ceremony. Before I get started, I just wanted to thank the school administrators, the main staff, the teachers for their incredible dedication day in and day out, and then to the students for their incredible work. Getting a 4.0 is no small achievement, and it shows more than just your intelligence. It's truly perfection. It's literally every single grade was perfect for you. And it means that not only were you working hard for one test, two tests, every single day, you put in the work. It's about a craft of working hard, and that craft will stay for the rest of your life. Looking back at my time with Davison, I came here last in 2012, my last year. I attended up to the 8th grade. Myself and many of the students that used to come to Davison, we look back at our time very fondly. It was truly one of the most formative times of my life. I felt at home here. I was involved with everything, whether it be basketball, archery, basketball afternoons, programs either, and many other activities. And most importantly, one of the activities I was involved with was academic games. And we competed across the state and country with students from anywhere and everywhere. My team was regularly ranked amongst the top teams in the country, the state, and it showed us that whether we be from Davison, whether we be from Ghana, we can be amongst the smartest students in the world. The Bangladeshi Association put in a lot of work into our efforts in conjunction with the school district and the administrators as well, whether it be organizing different teams for like academic games, for instance, whether it be the different competitions that are available with you be the chemist, kind of like a science fair, whether it be making sure we have the ability to eat halal food here, being able to come to pray, wear hijab, wear topi, punjabi, whatever it is. We set Quran if we want to at break time. Even get a school bus, get a day off for people. We did a lot of work for them. All of it was done alongside the school administrators of the Bangladeshi American Association Parents Community. And they did this all in the shadows. They didn't do it out of the forefront. They didn't ask for recognition. They didn't ask for money. They did it because they wanted to see better for their community. And that's something as students myself, that we should also remember that when we help others, we should help others for our own soul, for the better of the world, and not for material or anything in return. We help others. And that's the lesson I want to share with all the students here. So keep that in mind. And if any of you are ever interested in becoming doctors, feel free to reach out. I went to state Michigan and practice in Detroit, so I'd love to give any assistance. And it's really nice to see all of your bright faces, and I'm really proud of you, and I wish you the best.
Thank you, Mahfouz. Now we will hear from our Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Tate. Please welcome her.
Good afternoon. I am so happy to be here today. This is a very joyous event. I am super proud of all of the scholars in this room, 3rd through 8th grade, 4.0. Can we give them one more round of applause? This is super great. This has really made my day. I also would like to congratulate and thank the parents. I too have children. I have 3 children in EPSCD now, and I know the work that we put in as parents. And trust me, sometimes it feels like we're unrecognized and we're not acknowledged, but please know that you are vital and important. Boys and girls, young men and young ladies, please give your parents a round of applause. So I have had the opportunity of serving as the Assistant Superintendent of Schools for Davison for a year and a half now. I think it's been a year and a half, no, 2 years? 2 years now. I can honestly say that Davison is one of my favorite schools. But the reason why, one of the main reasons why, is because the staff here cares so much. They put a lot into what they do. They truly care about your children growing educationally and socially. They are here to support them. The leader of the school, Mr. Coleman, is phenomenal. Phenomenal. One of the best teachers that I have. I especially like the inclusive community that is here at Davison. And this is just one example of how great it is. Again, thank you for having me today. And scholars again, all the students here, congratulations, congratulations. And parents, I know we go unrecognized. Congratulations, congratulations to all of your work and hard efforts. And thanks again.
Thank you so much, Mrs. A. Next, we invite Ms. Coleman for a few words.
All right, assalamu alaikum. All right, I'll be very brief in my remarks, but as I was sitting here looking out at the crowd, students, parents, staff members, I have to acknowledge each of you in your own special way. I want to start with, if there are any teachers or staff members that are presently in this building, in this space right now. I need you to stand up for a second. Davison staff, stand. So, thank you, David. Like so many of the other speakers have said, we spend a lot of our time outside of the 7:30 to 2:40, making sure that our students have everything that they need, that they want, to make sure that they're not just going to come out to society and survive. We make sure that they thrive. Our teachers are tireless, and staff members are tireless in what they do, going above and beyond for our students, and this is a prime example of that today. Our 4.0 ceremony is that bridge, that connector between the school and the community, so I definitely appreciate that. Students, to you, I always say congratulations. You know Mr. Coleman's heart is big and huge and full of love for you all. I always tell many of you, with the exception of the third graders, who this is their first year being able to participate, many of my other students that are here probably have been in this 4.0 ceremony before. If you have, students, raise your hand just real quick if you've been to more than one 4.0 ceremony. I shared with the other groups in previous years that you guys have something special even over your own principal. Mr. Coleman never got a 4.0 throughout my educational career. At least not kindergarten through high school. College, yes. Okay. But my point is, it takes something, and the word is intrinsic. It's inside of you. Someone else said it's not something that you just easily do. You don't just wake up in the morning and get a 4.0. You don't roll out of bed and get a report card and there's a 4.0 on there. All of you young men and women have done something. You've done things. There's something inside of you that says, I want to do better, I want to be the best, and you've made that happen. So students, continue to keep that inside of you. My 8th graders, you get ready to move on to high school. It's a bigger ball game there. Okay? So you have to focus more, continue to do the exact same things that you're doing here, whether you go to Cass, King, Renaissance, some of the other schools in the metropolitan area. Continue to do the same things that you do here at Davison. And I always tell you, we prepared you for better. The last thing I want to say to parents again is thank you. We cannot do this without you. I was looking from my seat and I'm saying, I don't see enough smiling faces out there. Okay, now I see a few more. Okay, this is not a somber event. We are here because you have children that are magnificent, and we want to celebrate them as often as we can. So I'm going to stop talking because I know our students have been standing for a little bit, so I want to make sure we get up their awards. You can take your pictures, and we can take even more pictures afterwards, and we can feed you some food on the way out. So I'll pass the mic on. Thank you again for coming. I love you all. Great job.
Give it up, Dr. Solano.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's your day? Excellent. So it's always great to come to this ceremony. This is, don't tell anyone, this is my favorite ceremony out of all. It is incredible to see the amount of parents that show up to celebrate their children's success. Parents, please continue being the cheerleader, the #1 cheerleader for your children. The investments that you're making today and you'll make tomorrow will propel your children to be the exemplars for our community. So thank you for your investment, not only in your children, this school, but also the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Solano. Now we will hear a few words from our school board president, Mrs. Peterson Mabry.
Thank you. Good evening. Talk about the most important time of the year to celebrate young people. Thank you to our young people. You have been amazing. There's the definition of excellence that said is the art of doing something almost perfect. The quality of it. Some of the words that you think about when you think about excellence is flawless, brilliance, prestige. So it feels good to look out in the room and see a bunch of brilliant young people. A lot of times people say that our young people are our future. But the decisions that we make for them means that they're our now. And they're showing us that what we do affects them. They're doing their part. And so we have to continue to do our part. You know, I was looking at a video the other day of Principal Coleman. So Principal Coleman has a very unique way of making learning fun. Also with competition. So if you don't know, Principal Coleman put out a charge. Did you guys talk about this already? Okay. He put out a charge to the young people that if they did well on their M-Step scores, that they would be able to take him to a wall. So, maybe he thought maybe one or two might do well, but we had almost 100 students, right? Almost 100 students excelled on M-Step. And Principal Coleman has got to share that video, but he was taped to a wall with duct tape in several colors, standing on 2 crates. There was so much tape on him that they removed the crates and he continued to stick to the wall. And the young people proved to him that when you put the challenge before them, they will not only meet it, but they will exceed it. And that's what these young people have done today. They have met the challenge and they have exceeded. I know third quarter was the report card, everybody was looking and how many more points do I need? Might be I have to make it an A, but guess what, young people, you did it. You put your mind to it and you did it. And this is just the first of many accomplishments that you will have in your lifetime. So it is my honor on behalf of 6 other amazing women to stand before you and support these young people. This is, I think, my 3rd ceremony here, Mr. Hawk, right? Like the 3rd ceremony. And before Principal Coleman can reach out to us, right, Mr. Solano? Mr. Hawk reaches out and says, it's that time of the year. Get your calendar together. So I told Mr. Hawk, I have a meeting. He said, we'll go and then you come when your meeting is over. So I apologize for being late. I was down in Principal Coleman's office, but I would not miss the opportunity for these young people to know how amazing they are, how brilliant they are. And one other thing that I'm proud about is they are ours. To the village, those parents, grandparents, those who are in the family, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You could have selected any other school, but not only did you choose Detroit Public School Community District, but you specifically chose Davison. So I asked Principal Coleman today, how long have you been at Davison? He said, a long, long, long time. I said, how long? 17 years, right? Let's give it up for Principal Coleman. 17 years of doing this work. And so what I hope you feel is that when you drop your young person off here at Davison, that we are loving on them, pushing them, lifting them up, just as you do at home. So again, thank you so much. And to the young people, sky's the limit as long as you do the work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Leadership Mayberry. Now, our final speaker is Assistant Principal Mrs. Ramos. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, what else can I say that has not been said? Right? The only thing I can share with boys and girls, y'all looking at me? Boys and girls? Okay. Remember this. Every day when you come into those doors, all of the efforts that your parents have put together to make sure that you have the best of the best. Okay? Mrs. Ramos knows the feeling of being out there, being a newcomer, not just from another country, but also a newcomer from another state. So I know that working hard, you gotta prove yourself every single day. And not just in academics, but the way that you are with others. I love coming in every morning. And what does Ms. Ramos get? She gets a good morning, Mrs. Ramos. She gets a hug every morning. That speaks volumes. You recognize that you are here to learn, that you're present. And to the parents, all I can say is I know that in your hearts, you guys are sitting there and you're smiling and you're nervous for your child, and there is no other place that you would rather be than being here, supporting the good, the better, the best achievements of your students. So I know, day by day, it's not easy getting up every day, right, boys and girls? But yet here you are, and this ceremony is the outcome of all of your efforts. So I'm very proud of you all. I'm very thankful to the parents. Thank you for welcoming me to Davison. This is my first complete year with Mr. Coleman. I am happy, as you can imagine, to be here every day. And I'm hoping to be here for quite a few more years, doing this ceremony day by day, year by year. Can I get yes, ma'am? Awesome. Thank you, guys. Enjoy.
So I think it's important. I just need to say one more thing because I was just made aware as we lifted up Principal Coleman. Mr. Hawk has been with the district for almost 24 years, but he's been at Davison for almost over 20 years. So let's give a round of applause for Mr. Hawk. 20 years! Yes! Stand up, Mr. Hawk, stand up! Yes! So appreciative of him and all of his work and commitment. Thank you, Mr. Hawk.
Thank you. Thank you to all our guest speakers. Before we proceed with the Students Award distribution, we would like to show our appreciation to the pioneer of the 4.00 program, to Dr. Hawk. Principal Coleman, one of our parents, Mr. Saleh Ahmed, and Engineer Sadiqur Rahman from Avia are going to present you with a plaque. And next is award of appreciation presented to Dr. Muhammad Shirazul Haq. For many years of your dedicated service to Literate Public School and your help and support to the Bangladeshi community for getting the schools to provide halal lunch, establishing a prayer room at schools, organizing the 4.00 GPA program, establishing separate schools for girls only, starting the math and science competition by Bangladeshi Engineers Association, providing translation documents, and a lot more than just the above to facilitate our children to adapt to the American way of schooling. Given this day of May 22nd, 2024, Bangladeshi American Parents Community. Okay, now